Floxen English Podcast.
Most people fail at English in the first 3 seconds, before they even say a word.
We know exactly why, and we know exactly how to fix it.
By the end of this episode, you'll have 3 keys, 3 phrases that open any conversation, in any situation, with anyone.
Imagine you're sitting next to a stranger. You want to say something, but you don't know how to start. So you say nothing. The silence grows, and the moment disappears.
That feeling. I know that feeling. It's like being invisible, even when someone is right next to you.
It happens to almost everyone who learns a new language, not because they don't know English, but because they don't know how to open the door.
Open the door. I like that. So, how do we open it?
That's what we're here to find out. Today, we investigate how to start a conversation in English. The first words, the ones that change everything.
So, let's start at the beginning. What is the hardest part of starting a conversation in English?
The first word.
Just the first word?
Just the first word. Once you say it, the rest is easier. But before you say it, your brain asks 100 questions. Is my English correct? Will they understand me? What if I make a mistake? And while your brain is asking, the moment is gone.
So the problem isn't English. The problem is waiting too long to start.
Exactly. And the solution is simple. You need a plan. Just one short phrase, ready to use. We call this an opener.
Opener. Okay, so an opener is the first thing I say to start talking to someone.
That's right. An opener is a short, simple phrase that starts a conversation. Think of it like a key. You don't need a perfect key. You just need one that opens the door.
And what kind of openers work in English?
3 kinds. A question, a compliment, or an observation. Let's look at each one.
Starting with questions.
A question is the easiest opener. You look at the situation around you, and you ask something simple about it. For example, is this seat taken? Or, do you know what time it is? Or, is the food here good?
Is this seat taken? That's 3 words. That's it?
3 words open the door. The other person answers, and suddenly, you're talking.
So the opener doesn't need to be clever, it just needs to exist.
It just needs to exist. That is all.
Okay, so a question is the first key. What's the second?
A compliment. You notice something about the other person, and you say something positive about it. I like your bag. That's a great jacket. Simple, honest, specific.
Let me try one. Sarah, I like your... Okay, I don't actually know what you're wearing right now, but I understand the idea.
You understand the idea, and that's enough. A compliment works because it's personal. It tells the other person, I see you. I noticed something about you specifically. That's powerful in any language.
And the third key?
An observation. You notice something around you, and you say it out loud. It's very crowded today. This music is interesting. The weather outside looks terrible. You're not asking a question, you're not giving a compliment, you're simply sharing a thought.
And that invites the other person to share their thought too.
An observation is an open door. The other person can walk through it. Or not. But you made it easy for them.
So I have 3 keys: a question, a compliment, and observation. And all 3 come from the situation I'm in. I don't invent something from nothing, I use what's around me.
We call that context. Context means the situation around you, the place, the people, the moment. When your opener fits the context, it feels natural. It belongs there. It doesn't feel like you're trying too hard.
So context is everything happening around me at that moment.
And when you use it, your opener feels like a natural part of the moment. Not a performance, not a test. Just a conversation beginning.
Okay, I have my opener. I say the first words. The other person responds. And then, what? Because that's where I freeze too. After the opener, I don't know what to say next.
That's the real fear. The opener is scary. But the silence after? That feels like falling.
Exactly. You start something and then nothing. Your mind goes blank.
And that blank moment feels like failure. But it isn't. It's just a gap. And every gap in a conversation can be filled with one thing, a follow-up question.
A follow-up question.
A follow-up question keeps the conversation moving. After the opener, you ask something related, something simple. It shows interest. It tells the other person, I want to know more about you.
So the opener starts the door opening and the follow-up question keeps it open.
And here is something important. In English, short questions are very powerful. Really? Why? And then? How long? 2 words, sometimes 1. They say, I'm listening. I'm here. Keep going.
So I don't need long, perfect sentences to keep a conversation alive. Even really is enough.
Really? Shows you're engaged. Engaged means you're paying attention. You're interested. You're present. And in a conversation, being present is more important than being perfect.
So the conversation isn't about showing how good my English is. It's about showing that I'm interested in the other person.
Now you understand what a real conversation is.
Okay, let's try everything together. Imagine this. You're on a flight. It's late at night, the lights are dim, and then the plane shakes hard.
The seatbelt sign comes on. People grab their armrests, and sitting next to you, a stranger. Eyes wide, knuckles white.
This is the moment. This is your opener. Watch.
Well, this is exciting.
Exciting. That's one word for it. I prefer boring flights personally.
Me too. Is this your first time flying?
No, but it never gets easier. What about you? Where are you flying to?
I'm going to London. You?
Same. Are you traveling for work or something more interesting?
Work, unfortunately. How about you?
I'm visiting a friend, someone I haven't seen in 3 years.
3 years. That's a long time. What happened?
That's a long story.
We have time. The turbulence isn't stopping anytime soon. Did you hear what happened there? The opener was simple. Well, this is exciting. An observation, 3 words. And then, follow-up questions kept the door open. Is this your first time flying? Where are you going? Work or something more interesting?
Short questions, real interest. And suddenly, 2 strangers are having a real conversation on a shaking plane at night.
Context did the work. The turbulence, the fear, the late hour, all of it created the moment. They just walked through the door.
Here's what we found today. Starting the conversation in English is hard, not because your English is bad, but because you don't have a plan. Now you have one. 3 openers. A question, a compliment, an observation. And one tool to keep going, the follow-up question.
You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a perfect moment. You need one word that opens the door. And then another word that keeps it open.
The biggest mistake isn't saying the wrong thing, it's saying nothing. Every conversation you didn't start, that was a door that stayed closed.
You don't get those moments back. The stranger on the plane, the person in the waiting room, the voice next to you in the dark. They come once.
So start, even if your voice shakes, even if the words aren't perfect. Start anyway.
The first word is always the hardest. After that, you're already talking.
If something in this episode made you want to try, go try it. Find one person, use one opener, see what happens. That's where it begins.
Next time, we investigate something that even confident English speakers get wrong. A moment where knowing the words isn't enough, where something else entirely decides if the conversation continues or dies.
You won't want to miss it.